everyone, my name is Katie Brumfield and I am the Career Services Specialist at the Colorado School of Public Health. And today I'm talking with one of our alumni, Rayna Hetlage. Rayna graduated from our school in 2019 with her concentration in health systems management and policy. Hi, Rayna.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good.
Well, thanks for chatting with us today. Would you mind just telling us currently where you work and your job title?
Yeah, so I currently work at the Center for Health Progress, which is a policy advocacy and community organizing nonprofit in Colorado, and I am a policy manager there.
Awesome. So what does it mean to be a policy manager there?
Oh my gosh, so many things, so many things. So I think the core of my job is really focusing on passing really great policies in the state of Colorado, really focusing on health equity and trying to make sure that the policies and the health systems changes we're putting in place really center people of color.
That's amazing. Awesome. What would you say is a typical day in this role?
Oh my gosh, there's no typical. I'm sure everyone says that, but there's definitely not a typical day. I think, for people who are interested in policy, the way that our work kind of flows is that we have a legislative session, which is when in the state bills are actually being moved under the Capitol. And that generally runs from the beginning of January to the beginning of May. It's a little weird this year, again, with COVID. So we are going to be in session until at least the end of the month. So things look very different when you're in session versus when you're not. So a typical day, I have several meetings with other advocates. I have meetings with legislators, lawmakers for the state. I occasionally meet with federal legislators as well. And so we're really trying to work on, we have several policies that we're focused on and thinking through what are the implications and how do we get these passed and do we need to change things to make it better? And so really thinking through that strategy.
Wow, that's really cool. So, I hear a lot of students that are interested in policy work, but it's not that easy to get into. Could you tell us your career path?
Yeah, I probably have a bit of an unhelpful career path. I graduated, 2014 with my bachelor's degree in public health from the University of Arizona. I wanted to move to Colorado and thankfully got a job at the university working for the School of Public Health and started right after I graduated from undergrad. And so while I was there, I started doing research, public health research, things like that. But I knew I really wanted to be out in the community. I'm definitely a extroverted, community-centered person. So what ended up happening was as I was going through my MPH, I discovered that a lot of the things I wanted to do were make the fundamental changes to the system that lead to health inequities. And so I started getting interested in policy and actually had another alumni who I told I was interested in. She had a job at another policy organization and helped make that connection and get me a job in policy.
Wow, that's great. That is really cool. So networking with alumni really helped open that.
Yeah, I think so many of the things I've seen happen, everybody always says networking, but really you never know where that connection is going to lead. Or when you say, I was joking to her about, still trying to find a job as we neared graduation. And then she sent me a job up, and so you never know. And so just always be prepared when you're talking to people and meeting new people.
Yeah, that's really good advice. What would you say are classes that you took while you were a student that really helped prepare you for this career?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the health policy classes, of course. I'm trying to remember the name of the class. There's one in HSMP that we have to take that is a research-based class, and it's about using research to inform policy. And I think that was where I really started to see the connection. I didn't fully understand, I always thought of policy as just a bunch of senators and representatives, and they're doing all of the work. And it was, I think, in that class where I realized that advocates have such a big role, and we don't hear a lot about the people who work at the nonprofits who are actually crafting a lot of these bills, who are working really closely with legislators to make sure it gets passed, who are doing the research, all of those things. So I think that was the class where We read an article from Dr. Lilia Cervantes, who's actually one of our board members and a doctor at Denver Health, and they were doing some research around undocumented folks and access to care at Denver Health. And I think that was the moment where I made a connection in my brain that this is something I want to be doing, and policy is the way to achieve that.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. I love those aha career moments because sometimes, especially in public health, there's a lot of really cool, interesting work to be done. And it's how do you want to show up? And it sounds like you had one of those career moments, which is really awesome.
It was great.
What advice would you give for someone that is interested in pursuing a career like yours?
One of the first things I say is, as you mentioned, policy is hard to get into. Get your foot in the door wherever you can. It's a small world, especially if you want to work in health policy. We all know each other. And so just getting those first connections is really helpful. The policy space, we are all friends and text and hang out. And so it's really helpful to just kind of meet somebody, get an internship at a place that maybe isn't exactly what you want to be doing, but maybe has connections to somewhere else. And yeah, just learn about the legislative process and show up. It's not as scary as it seems. You can do things as an MPH student. You can go testify on bills. You can do action alerts. You can talk to your legislators and meet with them. And so starting to get comfortable with doing those types of things will be much easier if you want to get into policy.
Yeah, that's great advice. What would you say thus far in your career is something you're most proud of?
Gosh. So yeah, definitely so I was recently appointed to a statewide board from a bill that we passed last year. And so the board is a Health Insurance Affordability Enterprise Board. Really, really long name. It comes under the Division of Insurance. And really what we're trying to do is take a pool of money and make health insurance more affordable for low-income people, and really exciting, expand access to subsidies to people who are undocumented. I think
amazing.
We're the only state to do this. It's really hard. It took a lot of work, but thankfully I sit on that board overseeing the implementation of that bill. And I think the most exciting thing that's happened was just about a month ago, we made our first big vote as a board, and we are expanding access to cost sharing reductions, which is helping with deductibles for 50,000 low-income Coloradans. So really exciting. Spent several millions of dollars that I never thought anybody would give me the authority to spend that much money. But really, really exciting to be able to be in that room with a lot of really big decision makers and make real change happen.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that's amazing. What would you say are some of the challenges in this type of role?
I think you have to be somebody who can remove yourself from the outcome. It's really hard. I think we believe so deeply in making these changes happen. And it's sometimes like, well, why doesn't everybody else just see that? And if everybody else saw it, it would probably have happened already. We still have such an uphill fight. And I think you have to put yourself and commit yourself to the process of getting a bill through, and a little bit accept that if it doesn't happen, it's not a reflection on you. And this is a long game. This is a long-term strategy. This is not the type of thing where we're going to have universal health care tomorrow. So you have to be really committed to seeing those incremental steps and seeing the whole process through.
Yeah, well, yeah, I could imagine being a little bit heartbroken if it doesn't go through.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to not, but it's having to also accept that, okay, that didn't work. What are we going to do different next year?
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the folks watching this that are interested in getting an MPH in health systems management and policy?
Yeah, I think policy sometimes gets a bad rap. I remember from being an MPH student, all the other concentrations joked a lot about policy folks. And, I think people don't realize how actually really exciting it is. It seems a little dry when you're just reading kind of the laws that have passed, but the process of it is really exciting. If you're somebody who loves strategizing, if you like human psychology and behavior, trying to understand what is going to be the message that is going to get this legislator to vote for this? If you like marketing, those types of things, I think policy is really exciting because it brings together so many different things, including research and marketing and psychology. And I think there's always new challenges. So if you're somebody who likes being on the go, new challenges, great career for you.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for taking your time and talking with us today. And thank you so much for the amazing work you're doing for the state of Colorado.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you for all the amazing work you do at the School of Public Health.
Thanks. Bye.